How good is Nikita Gusev? This is a hot topic amongst the NHL fan base, and there are a ton of different fan bases of other teams, and players and trade speculation that's going on as well. So let's talk about what exactly the consensus is here, and what exactly the situation is with the Vegas Golden Knights. Because Nikita Gusev is a recently turned 27-year-old, and when I say recently turned, I mean literally recently turned. His birthday is today, July 8th. So he is 27 years old today. He is arguably the best player of hockey who's not playing in the NHL today. And I say not playing in the NHL today because he hasn't played an NHL game yet. However, he is property of the Vegas Golden Knights. He was initially drafted by the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2012, but those rights were sent over to Vegas, and now the Vegas Golden Knights, in their cap crunch, need to sign Gusev to a deal. However, they don't have the money to do so. It's reported that Nikita Gusev is looking for $4 million by 2 years in his first NHL contract, and he's not gonna get that with Vegas. So, other teams of fan bases, the Vancouver Canucks and the Montreal Canadiens, all these fan bases are coming over and saying, yeah, we gotta trade for Gusev, let's get Gusev, because the asking price, apparently, for Nikita Gusev is a second-round pick and a low-tier prospect. That is the proposed apparent price for Nikita Gusev as a player, and teams and fan bases are all saying, okay, we should do that. But why? Why exactly is this player so highly touted? Why is it that people are all over the idea of getting Nikita Gusev, and why did I call him the best player outside of the NHL? Well, Nikita Gusev is a dynamic, absolutely dynamic Russian left winger. And he's been one of the best KHL athletes basically throughout the past few years. He's totally dominated that international scene, and the KHL has really been just a playground for Gusev these most recent seasons. Gusev is dynamic, he's fast, he's got some amazing hands, fantastic hockey IQ, and just an absolutely killer shot. He can produce offense in the manifold of ways that you're able to produce offense, and he does that all at an absolutely elite level. Not even just in the KHL though, playing for different versions of Team Russia, he played for Olympic athletes from Russia at the Olympics, totally dominated that scene as well. He's been highly touted as pretty much the next Panarin coming into the NHL. And sure, we've seen other guys with good KHL numbers like Shipachev, like Kovalchuk and all that coming in and not having the best of successes back in the NHL. But some of these other guys in the KHL, like Dadonov, like Panarin, have come over into the NHL and produced greatly. Gusev is highly seen to being one of those players as well. In the most recent season of KHL play, he totally dominated the league with 82 points in 62 games played. 65 assists, he was over an assist per game, which is absolutely incredible, and it doesn't surprise me that he was able to do this well in the KHL. Because Gusev has such a high hockey IQ and is such a talented offensive producer. If you look at his highlights, you can see amazing passes, just absolutely deceitful moves out there on the ice that trick everybody into thinking that he's going to do one thing, but then he does the other thing. He's so good at finding open teammates. He's good at getting open himself. His shot is absolutely killer. He can find a small pinpoint accurate hole in the tightest of spaces, and it's so incredible seeing him shoot the puck once in a while. And on top of that, his skating, it's pretty fast. He can speed away from guys to get on breakaways. His deking ability is absolutely filthy. You've probably seen, just over the past few years, a few Gusev highlights here and there of him deking and going behind the back or through the legs or whatever. He can do it all with the puck, and he is absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible offensive force. And he's probably going to get upwards of 50 plus points in the NHL if everything goes right. And that's me kind of lowballing it for a little bit, because Gusev hasn't actually played in the NHL yet, but the thing is, if he does, I could definitely see him either being somewhat of a 20, 25, 30 point guy, or I could totally see him being an 85 point guy too. And the fact that I can say that about a player who has never played NHL ice before is just absolutely scary. Because when I take a look at Gusev, I see such an elite offensive talent. And if he gets 85 points next season, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. That, I think, in itself is just the label that I'm putting on Gusev because he's so skilled and he's shown his skills off so much throughout the past few years that it's not even funny how good he could be at the NHL level. Which is why the fan bases of all these teams are saying, yes, get Gusev, come on, trade for Nikita Gusev because this left winger could be a first-line elite player. And next season is going to be a big showcase of what could be to come for the next few years. He's already in his prime, he's 27 years of age, and he has so much skill already that taking it to the NHL seems like the next step. So that's my little spiel on Nikita Gusev, and what he could potentially bring to any NHL club that offers him the contract. Now sure, I'm not going to dismiss the idea that he could become another Shipachev, not work out and go back to Russia, but I like to paint my future NHL players with a little bit more positivity than that. So, taking a look at things with the best case scenario, Gusev could pan out as an 85-point NHL player, and I'm really, really serious about that. Hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.